I'm gonna take a nap.
Yes!
The House of the Dead 2. Wait, where's the house?
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist, and today, guys, we dive into a brand new genre never explored here on the show, and one that refuses to die at the arcades. Now, if only I could figure out a way to reload this gun.
Reload! Reload! Shoot off screen to reload!
The House of the Dead 2. Rail light gun shooters have always been one of my guilty pleasures. When I bought my Dreamcast, this was one of my first games I owned. My dad doesn't even like video games, but he loved House of the Dead 2.
But Beardman, why aren't you playing House of the Dead 1? Why aren't they actually in a house? What is with this terrible voice acting?
Interesting enough, Greg, I don't really have answers for all of your questions.
It's okay, we'll let you slide.
This time.
The House of the Dead 2 is a sequel to the game House of the Dead, so why am I not reviewing that game? Well, for whatever reason, I never actually have been to an arcade that had that game, let alone had a copy of the game to get at a Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. It's almost as if this game never existed in my universe. Here's the first game in a nutshell. AMS agents Tom Rogan and G go after Dr. Curian, a mad scientist, after numerous reports of disappearing people appeared. Sophie Richards, Tom's fiancée, calls Tom to tell him that she's been kidnapped, and she's now in the mansion with Dr. Curian. Tom and G then go inside the dreaded Curian mansion to investigate, only to discover that this madness of monsters have been spawned by Dr. Curian himself, including the magician, who ends up killing Dr. Curian himself. The general ending of the game is that they saved the day, or they didn't, depending on how you beat it. Fast forward a few years later, and the madness in the Curian mansion has now spread to the streets of Venice, Italy. AMS launches a full investigation on the Curian mansion in order to prevent the outbreak from happening again. But it turns out that Dr. Curian's failure did not stop the biggest contributor and genome expert Caleb Goldman. His goal? Fulfilling his ultimate plan of wiping out humanity. It looks like AMS is on the job yet again. AMS dispatches our two heroes, James Taylor
That I'm gone to Carolina in my mind.
and Gary Stewart, as well as Amy Crystal and Harry Harris. Their job? To evacuate the city before it's too late and to stop Goldman.
How could anyone do this?
You know, going over the story, it actually paints a really cool picture, but the problems that are in this game really come down to its execution. Although I do feel that our main characters have that weird vibe to them. I don't know what it is.
The ambiguously gay duo. The ambiguously gay duo.
Light gun shooters were never about graphics, but that's not to say that Sega didn't try, because House of the Dead 2 doesn't look that bad. Although there are some continuity errors that are reflected at plot points. Apparently Captain Harry over here thinks that he can get to the Coliseum by driving that boat through the wall over there. And apparently when he's wounded, he can throw his keys like an angel. Overall graphical and musical presentation isn't too shabby. The music matches the tone of each stage looks different and showcases a lot of different environments. Hell, depending on certain decisions you make, you can go different paths each time, which is kind of cool to change it up every now and then. Alright, so the story is interesting, and the graphics are alright, and the music works for what it is. But this next part is where a lot of the game's potential tends to nod off. And those of you who are familiar with this game will know exactly what I'm talking about. The writing and the acting in this game are so incredibly bad. This game just had so much potential.
What happened to Amy and Harry? We have no time. Let's hurry, Gary.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Repetitive dialogue with horrible writing and monotone voice acting brings this all kind of down to the ground. And you know what? I actually kind of like how bad the dialogue is. It reminds me of those classic horror films that at the time were amazing, but now have become a bit cheesy.
I'm pretty sure that we could come up with a better script than that, eh, Gerard?
Agreed.
The House of the Greg.
You named it The House of the Greg?
Yeah, I had to make it sound like the announcer guy.
Yeah, but... Alright, well, I'll give you that.
That makes the score Greg 21, Chiraco 0.
I don't even know what you're...
the score! Don't question the score, Chief! Yeah, don't question it!
From the main menu, you'll notice that there are several different modes, so let's go ahead and explore them all. The first mode obviously is Arcade Mode. Arcade Mode is the exact same version of the game you'd play if you were at a GameWorks or a Dave & Buster's or any other arcade you'd go to.
Gerard's Guide on how to play a gun game. Step 1. Get a gun for the game. Step 2. Point gun at screen. Step 3. Shoot anything except actual people. Step 4. Shoot off screen to reload.
Come on. Shooting off the screen. Shooting off the... There we go.
Well done there, Johnny.
My name's Gerard.
And that's how you play it, kids. Go shoot stuff.
While making your way through Venice, Italy, you shoot zombies, monsters, fat monsters, guys with axes, guys with swords, and the owls from Harry Potter.
Love me for what I am, Harry.
What's fun about this game is the challenge of saving other humans while you aimlessly kill whatever stands in your way, and the consequences attached to it. If you shoot a human or are not able to save them from a monster, you will then be forced to go down a different path every now and then. However, if you save his or her life, you will sometimes be given a shortcut or an alternative route, maybe sometimes be given a health pack. But the reality of it is that in the end, you just leave them all there when you really should save them.
Oh my god, thank you for saving me. Thank you so much. Hey, is there room in that boat? You're not just gonna leave me here, right? I mean, what if there's more zombies? I can clearly see that there's empty seats in that boat. Wait, hey, come on. Where are you going? No!
When you reach the end of each stage, you encounter a boss. Now, these boss fights are quite enjoyable. The first time. In fact, only the first time, because as you progress, you have to fight the bosses multiple times. And the second time around for this boss, a good moral lesson's learned from our ambiguously gay heroes. Now, in the arcade, this is still really fun, but mind you, I'm playing this on the Nintendo Wii, which means it's not very accurate, nor is it very healthy for my hands.
How could anyone do this?
We move on to Original Mode, which is almost the exact same as Arcade Mode. The biggest difference is that while you shoot your way through this playthrough, there will be power-ups scattered all over the place. If you're playing alone, you can choose 2 upgrades. If you've got a friend, you choose 1 apiece. These upgrades are only collectible while you're playing on Original Mode and can only be equipped at the very beginning. This actually works quite well for the game because you'll want to shoot anything and everything just to check and see if there's a power-up underneath it. From here we move on to Training Mode. Training Mode has up to 10 different gun games that will help you get better at the game. This is a great way to change up the gameplay a bit. Just quick and easy. You can play each game 5 times, escalating with difficulty every time. And there's Boss Mode, where you battle every form of boss available in this game. And like Training Mode, you can then play it up to 5 times, turning red once you've completely finished it. And when you finish them all, you are then greeted with the dreaded All Boss Mode, which requires you to play every boss in one take with 5 lives, no continues. Completing it is no easy feat.
Let's go! Prepare yourself, Goldman.
So let's say you've dropped $5 into the game and you're almost at the end. You've reached the building that Goldman and his army are hiding in. It's time to charge it and...
What? Can't be! You're...
I've been waiting for this time to come.
Wait, hold on a second. Our main characters, who are completely brand new to this environment, let alone World of Chaos, suddenly recognize the magician, the villain from the first game? And the villain says he's been waiting for this very moment? Something got a little lost in translation here. I guess they could have known who he was based on the investigation?
I love me some plot holes.
After you defeat this clown, you make your way up to the top floor, fight the Hydra boss yet again, and then you face the Emperor, which obviously is the last and hardest boss in this game. Now, the early stages of this fight are not too bad, but when you get to those last stages of it, the Emperor starts to mold into different bosses you've slain just for that one moment. Talk about redundant.
How could anyone do this?
By now you guys have figured out how to achieve the completion bonus. All you have to do is get 5-star ranking in both the training games and all the boss fights. And then you can unlock free-to-play mode and arcade mode. All you gotta do from there is go to your game settings and change it from 9 to infinite. All you gotta do is change the settings. Well,
Gerard, it's not changing.
I completed everything. It won't change. What the hell?
I got you on this one, Gerard. It turns out that in the Wii version of this game, it actually glitches out and does not provide a bonus. So essentially, you did all of that work for nothing.
You didn't tell me that from the beginning. You're my best friend, Greg.
Yep.
House of the Dead 2 is a cheap and fun time. You know, for a couple of quarters you can get a lot of fun out of it. But be prepared for a long and frustrating road ahead if you continue to throw those quarters at the screen. With that in mind, this game gets my completionist rating of Play It.
The House of the Dead.
Greg, that's not the rating.
Oh, my bad. Play it.
That's all the time I have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave a positive or negative comment in the boxes below. Don't forget to leave your suggestions for the future of the show. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, and go ahead and send things to me in my P.O. box. Now, if you excuse me, we're meeting G over there.
We're meeting G over there. What? Let's go, Gary. Please be safe, G. How could anyone do this?